amazing afternoon to everyone joining us on Galaxy TV. This is Women's Corner, where we share success story, where education bring real life topics that involve women to the table, and we talk about it, analyze it, and of course give you advice and tips on how to go about it today. But the end goal is to be the better version of yourself. Well, you can watch this program because we're streaming live on our app at Galaxy Television, and of course you can download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store or Apple Play Store to watch this program live, or you can simply tune in to our free-to-air channel at UHF 27. Well, I'm not doing this program alone. As usual, I have my co-host with me, Gratitude. How you doing, Gratitude? Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Blossom. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I love your outfit.
Thank
Ooh, you look good.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, viewers. Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to another exciting episode of Women's Corner, where we talk about women, we empower women, and we also discuss everything pertaining to women: business, entrepreneurship, social impact, career growth, and personal growth. So today's episode is promising to be very, very educative and entertaining. So sit back and don't go anywhere. My name is Gratitude Mokwede, your Gen Z host.
Yes. So we would be going to break, but before that, we have our guest sitting pretty. Especially that she just celebrated her birthday. Just climbed to the 4th floor, the elevator floor. And we have Florence Carl Ogu.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, how you doing?
I'm good.
You look
You
good.
look amazing.
There's something about this your heart. Once you wear it, anytime I see her, I'll be like, yes.
She has arrived.
She's ready to deliver and
Deliver.
Okay, it's good to have you. Thanks so much for coming this year. So how was your birthday celebration, and what was the peak for you, your birthday celebration?
I think a lot was when I saw some dignitaries that I didn't even know were 10. Oh my goodness, what this is honor. This is honor.
Oh,
And trust me, I hear people say, "Oh, this is the best I've ever attended." I said, "Okay, no,
Wow.
we do differently." And I said, "This was just God."
Yeah.
This must be God.
I
Was
just
amazing.
released myself. I danced. I played. I had fun.
Mhm.
And lots of gifts. I'm like, "He's not paying me back."
Oh yeah. About that gift.
We
We
need
need
to,
the address.
yes, we need the address.
Let's come and partake of the gifting.
Oh my goodness.
But it's good to have you. Congratulations
Same here.
again
Thank you
for
so much.
Thank you. Alrighty. Well, it's Friday and we are in the mood not to party, but we are in the mood to give you what I call a take home for the weekend. But before that, let's quickly go for a short break and have our events played. Let's see what Galaxy have for you when it comes to entertainment. We'll keep our fingers crossed. So let's go for the break and the events, and we'll be right back to the studio. Just stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Like Chandra said, stick to Galaxy TV.
Mwah.
Well, I love that ending part. That was beautiful. Yes, and okay, let me skip that part. I want to see that thing. Well, let me read a bit of, because I cannot finish reading her profile already, you know. Let me read a bit of Florence Carl Ogu's profile. Well, Florence Carl Ogu is a licensed family life therapist with a deep passion for helping families overcome challenges and thrive, known as the Family Fixer, which is TFF. She holds both international and local certification in counseling and therapy, with several impactful books authored to her name. Florence supports religious, corporate, and educational organizations in resolving complex emotional and psychological issues. Well, she is a sought-after conference speaker and trainer, as well as a therapist. Florence is the founder of Revive, a free resource center, an organization that provides family with maintenance solution. She also serves as the lead facilitator at the Practitioners Clinic, an academy that trains family life practitioner. Let me go down. Well, Florence has been featured on numerous television and radio stations across the country and is widely recognized as one of Africa's top family life experts. Our areas of expertise include strengthening family bonds and relationship, marriage, child and sexuality protection, and parenting. She's happily married and of course resides in Lagos. That's why we have her here. It's good to have you, Florence.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your profile is profiling.
Hmm.
And you know I skipped it.
A whole lot.
I skipped a whole lot so that we can actually just dive into this topic. And guess what our topic for today? Our topic for today is quite interesting. We are talking about identifying green flag and red flag in friendship as a woman. That is, you know, we're always talking man, woman. Now we are doing woman to woman. The red flags and the green flags. And you want to know that. Trust me. By the time Florence starts, we will not even know when, you know, the program is up, because you need to answer questions. The questions you're about to ask her, she's answering already. So first, let me just start with one question first. What are the green flags for you to know or sight or see before you can now say, okay, this is my ride or die. This is my friend. I'm going to keep her close as a woman.
Coincidentally, this topic is very emotional and personal to me. Even as I review my new face, because I've had a lot of things. I know we don't have a lot of green flags out there in terms of, because sometimes you ask if we have real people, if we have real relationships out there. But for the purpose of this question, when you look at someone you talk to, you're telling about your success and they're not in a hurry to interrupt and tell you about theirs. You understand? You know, there are some people that are just talking, you're talking about what has happened. But you are the senator, you are the subject of discussion, of attention. And they are in a hurry to just interrupt. So that's definitely not a green flag.
That's a red flag.
A red flag.
So if you have someone that when you're talking and the person is so excited and the person doesn't even say anything about themselves at that point, that's a green flag. Now, is it bad to talk about yourself? No. But immediately trying to take the spotlight, whether consciously or unconsciously. The person may be unconscious, or the person is unconscious now, but there will be times that the person will consciously
interrupt you.
Yeah. So if you just have someone, I know we take it for granted, we do not think it's a big deal. Like you're talking to someone about so many things that they've done, and the person is just saying, wow, I'm so excited for you. That's a green flag.
Yeah.
And we overlook it. We just think, someone, you should be happy for me now. No, some people are not angry, but they're not very excited. They're quick. And it may just be the two of you having conversations. Between the two of you, they still want to shine. Yeah, so anybody you're talking to, and then the person just goes like, oh wow, conversations. And at that point of the conversation, the person doesn't mention anything about themselves. That's a just a potential right now.
Wow.
A potential right.
And then anybody you tell about what you're going to do, and the person reminds you about it. The person becomes your unemployed accountability partner. When I say unemployed, for lack of a better word, like unappointed. Unappointed is a better word. Unappointed accountability partner. I know there's some people just say, oh, remind me, like my daughter, I said, okay, we need to do something, just remind me. But this one, you didn't say remind me. It was just a conversation. It was a mention. Sometimes not even a conversation. You know, sometimes you take note of conversations. But this one is a mention that you did not even realize that she held on to.
Yeah.
And the person comes to you, and it may be a curse you want to go for. It may be something you want to do. But like, oh, Florence, how far with that thing? You remember. You know, so people, because friendship is deep. You want someone you want to travel with without contract. So if the person remembered when you didn't say, please remind me, that will just be a wow, if I'm I guess you just
those two already, I like it.
I love it.
I love it. In fact, as you're talking, I'm just going through some of my friends.
Honestly, I was scanning down from like, have I seen this in this person?
I'm not your friend.
No.
Well, that's beautiful. So now, I love the two that you gave. Someone who is not quick to interject and allow you celebrate your success. Like after celebrating you, is it also right that maybe when you're done celebrating the person, you're like, and do you know something like that happened to me too?
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. But I would think that
then the person
we don't do that a lot. Let people shine.
Right. Don't take the shine off them.
Choose your own. Choose your thing. I think we should. Now, it may not make the person a bad person. Like I said, that may have happened unconsciously. But if it's in that person, I know that can be connected to personality too. We have sanguines that are. But
Oh,
if-
very playful.
Yeah,
Very
you are
playful.
Interject,
Yeah, so if your friend is a sanguine, you just know that. But that one, you may just be intentional. I have friends that are sensitive to this now.
I mean, they-
I'm gonna tell you.
But when a melancholy does that, you know this person has thought it through.
Oh.
And the person, just interjects and all of that. So yes, it may not be a red flag if the person waits until you finish and then the person comes. And in case we do it unconsciously, I'm just saying that we should allow people
People
things.
to-
There are just too many things. We should allow people to talk about themselves and let it be about them. Let it be about them. Just like when you have birthday celebration and they say talk about the celebration. Imagine you talking and then you say we used to whatever. It's not about you. Yeah, so as much as it's not something that we call a crime or a sin, kind of, but I would say that it is not. It's not bad, but it's not something.
It's not
that
something that
do.
you really do.
There are so many things happening in the world, and people should just be centered. So if it's about one person at this point, let it go, and then you can just bring it some other time. Because that the person is talking about it means the person is expecting this once.
Yeah.
You distract the person emotionally when you chip in yours.
Yeah.
The person is almost forgetting that
Yes,
this is about me. And you don't know what it will do to the person. The person was the one that started to talk. The person is the one that is in need of that emotional validation. You're fine. And if you were not fine, you would have probably brought it up
Earlier.
Yeah, so if you think you are not fine, then wait for your turn.
Right.
Again, these are those things we overlook.
Yeah.
There are things we do not think is anything. But then I'm saying that it's something.
It's something.
Something.
It's very important.
Yes.
Oh, well, I have a next question to ask, but before that, although it's the other part of it, but before that, we have a commercial break, and I just want to repeat what Florence said. Please, if people are celebrating their successes around you, in fact, first of all, just own it that the person even likes you enough to want to celebrate.
Right.
Yeah, celebrate their success
With
you.
you.
So at that point, let the person shine. Don't take the shine off the person. Maybe like Flora said, choose another day to shine. That day,
Everybody
let
gets their
it be
day.
for her. Do you understand? Well, anyways, before the commercial break, we'll go for a commercial break. Please hold on. Did anyone try to take off the shine off?
No.
Because I'll go arrest the person.
They better not.
Anyways, let's go for a commercial break. I'll be right back to the studios, continue the program talking about the green flags and red flags of being friends with a woman. We'll be right back.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
All right, welcome back. Yes, we're watching Women's Corner, and we are still talking about the red flags and the green flags of being friends with a woman. Well, we've talked about the green flags, so let's go to the red flags. Now, how do I know that this person is a bad friend?
Well, maybe we shouldn't say
Bad friend, yes.
We may just say insecure.
Okay, better
We
words.
may say insecure. If we say bad friend, then it means the person doesn't have a friend.
Yeah.
But we have insecure people that are also very dangerous. Equally as dangerous as bad friends.
Oh.
Because insecurity is very dangerous. Means they can have anything
To destroy you.
to destroy you.
Please, you're bad friend. We're not
We're not
packaging anything. It's bad friend.
Yeah. So some of the ways you recognize them, and there are numerous. Ways, but I mean, opposite of what I said before, you have people that they're not quick to celebrate you even when something happens. And there are people that everybody around you sees what they think about you. But they also, all in the name of I just want you to be the best. But that's what they point out to me. They are always looking at what people do. Now that's a bit, there's a positive aspect of that. So when that's all you do, when you only tell me about what I do,
Right.
Every time.
That's right. Because we also need friends that will tell us the truth. But even in telling us the truth, we have friends that will tell us the truth that's smashing our emotions. Because at the end of the day, it's the intention of the truth. What do you intend to achieve with the truth? Do you want me to take correction and get better, or want me to go from the smash, such as things shortcut that I'm not able to even make the mistake you were correcting?
Yeah.
No, it's possible that the thing you did that turned out to be what the person is correcting. You don't even have the capacity to do it because you've been smashed. So we have friends like that. But then, when you have people that all they do is talk about things that, oh, you just walk into it and say, you're looking for it. And then the person, and says it to the person. Says it's what people
They are friends like
so,
that.
oh, they're friends.
They exist.
Yes.
They exist.
Human beings.
And they hide under the, you know, that's who I am. Oh.
You know, that's me.
You know,
I'll say things the way they are.
You know,
That's the
we hide
excuse.
under this umbrella of an do you understand? When you say, oh, okay, you like, I'm not diplomatic. So we don't understand that the human emotion is very sensitive. And that's why I'm very careful. You can break people in your bid to be, or in the bid to be blunt, to be this, to be that. You shut up people. You can lead someone to commit suicide. It's your mouth. Yeah. So when you see friends like that, always pointing out the negative things when people are talking about the good things about you. They have 9 things that you didn't do right and one thing
that you done right.
And then again, like I said, almost what I said, friends that, oh, you guys are talking about something, or maybe the 3 of us are seated here and for example, you're talking about my birthday and they were just excited and we were like, and then maybe gratitude comes like, oh, my own birthday that I did last week. I'm not saying you're a bad friend, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I know.
So when you have friends that the spotlight is on the particular person, so that may be a red flag. When you have friends that usually make things, especially things that better you have.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's a seminar somewhere, there's a training somewhere, there's something you need to attend, and the person is registered as one for it. And the person knows that this thing will help you. You know, and I didn't tell me until okay, they have this stuff. I will struggle
for you.
But I have some friends that will say, it's either we go together or we
don't go at all.
Now people will say, I won't be seen about my Indeed. Friends like that
exist.
And I pray while I may not do that I'm saying, I know how much I can do. But I pray every day because I know as a therapist that this thing will help you.
Yes.
If people can have friends like this, where they say it's not someone or an I or no one, and then the earth creates a space of it. Because there's actually always a space.
Yes.
There isn't a space currently because you were comfortable being the only one there.
Yeah.
But the moment you insist that there is a gratitude and there is a blossom, a space will show up.
Yeah.
So when we have friends that are now looking at that, and they can be very genuine. They say, there was only one spot, and I had to go for it. There was only one spot.
I'm done.
They really wrong. Yeah. So when you have some of those kind of friends, I mean, there are just a lot of things when you have. I mean, the list is endless, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a question.
Yes.
Now that we're talking about this, I really want to know: is there anything like jinxing success? Because will I say I have not like a personal experience with it, but I've heard people say over time that when you talk about things you plan to do with some certain friends, it ends up not happening.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
It ends up not happening. So I don't know. Is there a spiritual attachment with this, or is just physical, or just the mind? I don't know.
Even me that I've experienced it.
Yeah,
I've experienced
have you experienced it?
I have.
I have too.
I don't think it's spiritual.
Okay.
I think it's maybe there's some. So
that could be spiritual.
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't actually the spiritual part. But I think one of the ways the mind is wired is the brain sometimes likes suspense and challenge. We achieve or we get to a measure of complacence, of comfortability. When we talk about things that we have control. And 5 out of 10 people go back to the same thing. Because it's almost as though you have your brain constant. So when you said it, that's when you caught the excitement. And sometimes if the excitement didn't come, and it still depends on people around you, they didn't allow it enough that you're not like, this is just talking about people not having the economic needs.
Do it.
He has a purpose, healing it naturally. Unplanned. Unplanned. So it's either you got so comfortable and you experienced all the excitement of talking about it that the brain was not knowing it was when it finally happened. Or when you mentioned it, the environment dampened it. That and unplanned. Not like you intentionally say you want to do it. But you see, this thing is powerful. It didn't rise.
Like there's an energy.
So the energy was not pumped up. The energy just came and was suppressed. So the brain doesn't see a need to do it.
Let me put it this way. I feel like you are
touch the core.
So let me put it this way, right? Let's assume I'm planning. Okay, I have someone who has called me for a contract. And I'm excited that I might win this contract, and I decide to share it with you. And I say, this is contract that we need. I'm going to get a lot of money. In fact, if I get that money, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Probably you're off or definitely going to benefit from it. And, after saying that, something in my mind probably must have not told me that this one I am not celebrating.
This particular girl.
Like, maybe this particular person, depending on the energy. Now, there are lots of clauses, but let me just put it straight. Now, I just tell the person, I don't have anything in my head because my hope is that I really get that project. And that contract, the person calls me, we'll see do the contract, and all of a sudden, the moment I voice it out like, I want to get this contract, maybe the day or close to the day of the contract, I just say, your name has been excluded from the list. That is one. Now, maybe the second one happens again. You still tell the person, and something like that, you don't end up doing it. Maybe the same person. You don't end up doing that project, or it doesn't even come through. Something happens, external forces beyond your power, it happens, you don't do it. Then the third time, you're like, you didn't know because they are your friends. This person is your friend. You just voice it, hey, there's this iPhone my boyfriend wants to buy.
He will not buy it again.
By the time you are now saying it, you're saying, this one is really good. So there's two buy it, you want to tell me that one has past energy.
It's not spiritual, please.
As funny,
yes,
as that may sound, or not even funny, as real, as what's the word now? As conclusive as that may seem, and as that may sound.
Really? It may still have nothing to do with their energy.
Have nothing to do. No, that they went spiritual on you.
No, not that they went spiritual. Some people's vibe. Their vibes, their energy that they exude around you. Like you said, some people have this inferiority complex. Some people have this jealousy about
envy.
You. So because there's envy inside of them about you, and they never voiced out. So because you're bringing something good to them and they know about it. So it's not that they said any prayer or
I think it's the power of the mind.
Yes.
So
mind.
I said it in two ways. I said it is either your own mind goes to I don't know if I can use the word orgasm or the peak of the excitement before it happens. So it may be you and it may be your energy. I still go back to the two things I said. So it is possible that you get so excited about the thing that life is spiritual actually. I don't know.
Very spiritual.
And maybe there is a way you were supposed to follow up in a different way, even if not physical, or there's a readiness, or there is just something, but you were not in that frequency and it doesn't happen. Another time it may be that genuinely it's not happening. But because your brain has figured out something and has attached a lot of things, it's possible to have a repetition of
But how about I now decide, okay, I'll not even tell this person again. I'll just keep it. And everything, so far you do not tell the person.
It works out.
When they say, so some people call it the universe, some people call it with God, some people say, see, let me tell you, we create our miracles and our magic.
Yeah.
Nothing
can stop you.
Nothing. So you will be shocked. It's just the same thing as the mind. Because it happened the first time, your mind registered something and it gave you a second place.
Oh.
He gave you a third plate. And when your mind now thought, okay, maybe it's these people, and your mind decides to stop and decide not to tell it, the mind will collaborate. And it will make it like finally work.
Oh, okay. So let's go a bit deeper now. Let's take it to the spiritual aspect. You know, there are sometimes you see in some churches where they say, not to be I'm just saying because I know I've heard a lot of people.
Yeah.
They will tell you, sister, I know you've been having some disappointment of late. Stop telling your friends things that you plan to do. Anything you want to do, discuss it with your father in heaven. And once you're done discussing it with him, allow the plan to work out. If it doesn't work out, just know that is what God wants. But if it works, it works. How about people that receive such special message from their pastor?
And I agree. I mean, I'm a Christian before. And I fully agree. So there's a place for that.
Okay.
I'm not saying in case there is no place for that.
Okay.
Probably
This is
mine.
life and so yes, they can be. In fact, I have also had experiences where I don't even need the perfect to tell me. I know that this is beyond, and it's not even the flies at night that you
Honestly, having a bad
just
mind
know
towards
that
someone.
this is very negative. There's rooms negativity.
Yeah.
Yes, and I say because that's what the environment will capture. Just soaking that in. And I don't tell people. I'm just saying that psychologically there's a way you there's a way you program what will happen to you psychologically. But I will never assume the fact that it's spiritual angle. So you see that story you just narrated now. We can have the spiritual version of it, where it is no same people, not because they are flying over, but their negative energy is so negative that it's darker than black. Do you
And
understand?
it will sink down the
Exactly. And you will realize that anytime you don't talk to them about your intended achievements, you end up
Achieving those things.
So there's a spiritual angle. I don't just want us to think it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So that we see that we probably also have work to do. Because for some of us, it will just be our mind.
Our mind.
It's our mind that is giving us the results and our mind that is not giving us.
It's like we should not be
Honestly, I have a question. This brings us back to creating boundaries.
Okay.
Because you just talked about the mind creating assumptions for us,
Right.
the mind and having this aura of negativity for bad friends. So, but now, how do we create healthy boundaries, both for the good friends and for the bad friends? Or let me say, friends that don't really wish you well. So, how do we create these boundaries for them?
Okay, I think it starts with us. We need to create healthy boundaries in our mouth and our mind. We need to create that. We actually project what we have and that inside. You hear some people say things like, why? Because they are in that space where nobody really can
Do anything to them.
So I think we come to that point when we believe that nobody crumbles and I really have to nobody has had anything to nobody has we come to that point. So we build that positivity and positive energy. And then second, we get confident in the fact that we are not they're actually people that are not my friends. They are. So if I call you sister, we don't need to have many pronouns. So not possible.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's how you put boundaries in yes. There are some things I don't tell some people. Because you have to say, am I telling them for their information? Or am I telling them for their prayers? Or to remind them? So you see why I say it begins with us.
Yeah.
So you know why you want to tell people. Why do I want to tell you about my travel? Is it because I want to be counted for me? Or because I have some practices that I want to say to you? Or because I want you to agree with me in prayer? So if you understand,
there's also the fourth one which might also
Your specialist.
there's also another fourth one which might also be a bit evil.
okay.
When you are sharing your success, I'm going to travel to the state, and you know that person has never traveled to the state. They're using that to shape the person, make the person feel inferior.
That's true. That's true. And really that's why I said it begins with us. So when we do all of this, we know how to go about the boundaries. The ones that are very close to me, I tell them very personally, even if I still don't say it. But there's some things that should be just on my husband because I'm married. So it goes from him, and then I choose who is the next
Person to tell.
closer person to me. So just make the boundaries that way, depending on who they are, depending on the kind of information they're also giving out. Some people can also believe some people. Some people
Yeah.
do not have capacity for that. So that one, you set long values for that.
Mhm.
So you can be here, just let it very far.
Very far away.
Because you know that you don't have the emotional capacity. You know that some people I don't tell people that I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if I tell you this, you are not mature enough.
Your hands it.
I know the silence of that thing may do harm. You say, oh, you didn't tell me, but I will tell you when you finally know.
Mhm.
But I know that it is better that I don't
Tell you.
because you will leave that place with friends. You will leave that place thinking that I have always said the friends is better than I am. So I intentionally keep on. Then I talk to very confident people that I think are not cheating. My money is not there.
Mhm.
They also have their own money and I'm talking ahead after that time. So when you hear some rich people say they are friends with some rich people, that's another discussion.
And that,
another
yeah,
issue.
so
Some of us may say, hey, why, I see online sometimes, they say, why are these two rich people getting married to themselves? And I'm asking my question.
who should they get married
If you
to?
marry, you will tie the person down.
Down.
You feel inferior, you feel intimidated. We don't explore these options. We just think, so I have some friends that I always stand where their frequency is. Even spiritually. I have
Yes.
some friends that I would tell that I want to do something. No, I want to the Lord is impressing it in my heart to have a baby. And you're looking at me because I've been here for very long. And you're like, for where? So those kind of people, I want to share with you.
Now because I give you
Because of that,
You
open your eyes to something that is flawed. You say that sugar, you are eating it. And now you are suddenly thinking that you have inspiration to start a bakery. But I have some people who say, who don't give you several loaves of things. They say,
That's it.
you don't see land. Where do you want to start?
It's even better self. So I'm not gonna give you bread. Now you're gonna
You
give
Give me,
understand?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a lot.
It's
a whole lot.
Anyways, this has been so fun fact. We're still coming back to actually know how best to even handle not the good friends, of course, because they're always the worst. The ones that we have tagged the bad friends, but they are not entirely bad. But how we can manage them, set boundaries, and of course still be friends with them, because who knows, you might have actually helped them to get better from who they previously were. So let's quickly go for a short break and have our next tip. Then we'll come back and have another session where we'll wrap up. Stay with us. Alrighty, welcome back. Yes, this is second leg of the problem. So let's look for solution now, because every human being is important. And if we decide to start saying, we don't want us to, we don't want them, then who will be their friends? So the good ones will have to find a way to teach or help the ones who quote and unquote bad. So how do we manage these people, treat them better, break boundaries, and at the same time help them grow?
I mean, that was why we said creating boundaries. Creating boundaries is not about training people.
Yeah.
It's just knowing what to throw at them, what to do to them. So one of the ways to help us, this person, is to understand that everybody is coming from a place. Everybody is coming from somewhere. You see, the people who call, whether insecure or bad friends, however we attack them, I choose not to call them bad.
Yeah.
Maybe as a therapist too, I just see that there is always a place you're coming from. Because everybody was born
Differently.
No,
Oh,
plain.
Okay.
Like it came in blank. It came in plain.
True.
Things were, I'm privileged to watch a child grow now, and I'm seeing how she's literally taking things that we have said, how she's reading things from her older siblings, and as a therapist, just really that point of view that this is how people are. So where is this person coming from? Now it's called the empathetic part. So when you have that, you see that you don't throw people away, you just put them in place. And then if you think you have the energy to put them in place while you are helping them, it's fine. If not, you just put them at arm's length and save them. And it's not everybody's calling to help.
Yeah.
It may get the relationship messy if you are trying to, if you're trying to
Okay.
It may really get the relationship messy if you're trying to help someone that you are not called to help. And when I say called to help, it doesn't have to be spiritual calling to help anyone. But you just know that you are able to, you have a lot to absorb the person's essence. It's you are really called to. So if that is the case, you just keep the person not too far, but a place where the person can still be around you. There's still something to throw to the person. But if you don't have the language, just keep the person very far. So that's the first thing is to understand that everybody's comfortable. What's the person's story? In fact, you may have a lot of energy to want to even quiz further to say, what is this person's story?
Sorry.
Who has battered you? Who has done this to you? What's your family background? Where did you grow up? So if you want to quiz, if you want to do all of this, to realize that all those, all the insecure, all the one that you have not finished talking about themselves and they are saying so much, you realize that they probably grew up in families where nobody paid attention to them.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that can get messy. That can lead to them doing a lot of negative things to you. But they came from a place. You
Yeah.
understand? So there is something for everybody.
Everybody.
The question is how you. What's your place? Who are you?
Yeah.
Are you the one that should love from afar? Are you the one that should throw them away? To
Away.
say, oh, me, I see me there.
You still need help, so you don't want to compound
Because
your
a
issues
dense person cannot lift up another.
at all.
Do you
Another
understand?
person.
Yeah. So first of all, just check yourself. What's your capacity? What's your emotional balance? How much can you take? And I think that's where you should be. I mean, I have a lot of such people around me because you just feel, at least you're a therapist and all of that. But even as a therapist, I still get my needs.
Yeah.
There are some that I don't want to stress me. And if God is showing me to say, my daughter, there's an answer. I say, Papa, I hear you. I hear you. But this one, let me finish the one on my plate. Do you understand? So I think it just begins with us. Let's not throw anybody, but let's see what we can do together. For some people, instead of we making them their friends, probably just turn them to our projects.
Yes, help them.
Help them. And we may not be the ones helping them directly, direct them to someone that can help them. I've had people reach out to me for therapy sessions, not for themselves, but for another person. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that question comes back to us. What do you think? What's your place in this? And it is very critical. If you know your place, it helps you, it limits anger, it limits your emotional stress. It limits what you're depositing and the withdrawal you are
Expecting.
Well, just to, I think our time is almost fast. Like, yes, just to wrap up, last question. I'm not supposed to even ask this question, but I just want to, is there any spectacular story or experience that you had that you would want to share with us so that people can really learn and understand where you're coming from?
All right. A lot, actually. Like I said, my life is a book. I also launched a book at my birthday, party, and it's Journey to Coming. So it's a part of my story, literally. I mean, I've had situations where people just stop talking to me, and I'm asking why. Like, I try to relate where exactly
did I get it wrong?
And you hear people coming to say, "Oh, because I expected a measure of." Or maybe I'm going through something and I expected you to do more, do more. And in my own part, I'm saying that, okay, the reason I am not putting in so much is because I know my understanding of where you are is that what you need is space. I see that you need space, but you see that I should be inside of it. And I'm saying, I am not outside. Let me just stand there. But I am not God. So this place you are now, it is God that should. I mean, I've had cases. Actually at some point in my life, I had a friend of mine that I've been trusting God for, believing God with for a child. And this person got pregnant and I didn't know until she was 8 months.
Oh my God.
That broke me. That has never broke. Nothing has ever broken me as that. And I'm saying that, and the truth is, she knows already. Even if she's watching this, she knows. And I think I'm also healing because people don't know that therapy is to heal.
Oh, yeah.
It broke me, and I got the news 31st of January this year. So I entered 2025 with that. It was so strategic that anytime I remember December 31st, I think about the fact that after over 9 years of, because you just felt maybe at some point I was not, and you know that's people don't. I mean, people just have different ways. I mean, if somebody is believing God for something, you don't want to be asking how far.
You want to remind them of what
to understand that the people on this other side are trying to be careful. They don't know how. They don't know how to be there for you. So perhaps we can be more explicit to say the way I need you to be there for me is to ask me this, ask me that, because people are trying to be careful. And then I got the news where you are almost there. It broke me, and it was all like, so that one broke me actually.
Thank God you're here now. Yes, I'm glad for that. It's a process. Well, thank you for also sharing that experience so people can actually understand that. Like you said, therapists, they are humans. They have feelings. They can also feel what we feel. But anyway, it's been so much fun. It's been so much educating. Trust me, just as though I was gisting. That's what it feels like. We're learning at the same time. Thank you, viewers, for sticking by and watching this program. Up next, definitely we'll be having the bonds. But before that, thank you so much, Florence. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, so we'll come around. We'll see you on this Friday edition of The Buzz. My name is Blossom. Do have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for joining us on this exciting episode of Women's Corner. And I will tell you something. Like she said, not everybody is supposed to be your friend. Some people are better loved from a distance. So know who your friends are and stick to that. Help those you want to help and still support those you want to support. But keep at distance those you have to. Thank you so much for joining us. See you same time, same station on Monday. My name is Grashi Dimokode. Goodbye.